That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I get so much joy from small things.
Nick Karaoke's canceled for today.
Nick Karaoke is happening. It's on the matinee outside. Come see Nikki Beats. Nikki Beats. Have you seen the TV show Kimmy Schmidt?
No.
Okay, so the story is this. And we thank you guys for joining us for the first one. Let me
go through all this.
Let me set the table. Right? So you guys can join us on the Starter Hammond text line. You can call into the Honda Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. You can follow us, jump up on the Twitch, the Facebook, and the YouTube for the Starter Hammond video stream. Again, it would be worth it because this one would be TikTok worthy. TikTok worthy. Nikki moves.
I've moved on from my TikTok days.
Nikki Jams.
Yeah, what's this new name that
Nikki Jams
you've thought about?
So you have to watch the show Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay.
Right? Because so the story is that she was a part of this cult. So some unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yep.
And there's a reverend that kidnaps her, and they and three other women, and they live in this bunker under the ground for 15 years, right? So watching the same TV shows and the same, like, they know nothing about anything. And then she gets released. They get free, and she's free in New York, and everything's new. Like, she doesn't understand hip hop. She doesn't understand. Like, it wasn't like she doesn't know. She's never been introduced to it. She doesn't know pop culture because she hadn't seen it. She doesn't know it. In my head, I've been calling you Nikki Schmidt for several hours.
Interesting, because I don't know anything.
Because there are times when it seems like you were. It's like, Nick,
I've been just
Nick. Have you been in the bunker?
I've been living under a rock. I have been.
You've been under the bunker.
Yeah.
Now, she's absolutely adorable. She's adorable. She's fun. Everybody loves Kimmy. So Nikki.
So that's the one thing that's holding me back, is that I'm just
you
not adorable.
No, you're adorable. Yeah, but in a Kimmy Schmidt very kind of way.
Okay.
So yeah. This is Chicken Bleep asked, did Nick ever learn the Ed Lover dance? He tried it one Friday.
Yeah.
Do you have that video
of me doing it?
Yeah.
I hope not. I don't remember. Did anybody videotape it?
See, here's the thing. We have cameras in studio.
Yeah.
So everything has been filmed.
Also, part of that is that I am the only one that clips things from this show. So
that is not true.
It's not true
because Big Sky
has clipped stuff for like the karaoke performances and everything. Notice I stay away from that. There's reasons that I do.
You also didn't clip for President Carter.
I have been. That's what I was doing in the 3 o'clock
you
hour.
Have those video clips. You got them ready.
Yeah. No, they're all. Right, I just had to get them on Headline app.
So the inseparable Nikki Schmidt video. I think that's ready. Like we can. I think that's spectacular. But we have. I think your Nikki Beats today. Nikki Jams is today. Your Nikki Jams today.
Okay.
You said you were feeling froggy. You said you were feeling froggy.
I thought I was. Then you played the song, and I feel bad because I know I'm not good, and I don't try to be good. I give 100%, but I don't try. I know I'm not good.
That's all I'm asking.
And we play these songs that are staples
right.
in people's minds, and I feel bad because I ruin them. But
You can't ruin them. They're classics.
I hope not.
They're greater than you.
They are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I would like. I mean, you tell me you don't want to do it.
No. I'll jump. I'll do it.
Okay. So would you give them some? There's a clip in there that shows what song this is and how it's supposed to sound.
Okay, there it is.
Right, so a little Red Hot Chili Peppers. Jake, do you think Nick can pull this off? Jake, do you think Nick can pull this off?
I don't either.
Jake. He said no. He said no. He really bailed on that one. He bailed on that one. Just get 100% effort.
We always talk about this too, is I enunciate every word, and this is one of those songs where I can't.
Well, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
So you need to sell this one. And Big Sky has entered the room, which makes this so much more better because Big Sky is here. Also, I think we should ask Big Sky to do I'm Just a Bill.
Yeah, that's fine. It works
right?
for me.
I think
because he was yelling at me for not giving 100%.
Right. Eric says, "Oh, DP, don't do this to the young man." Eric, I must. I simply must.
All right.
He's a quick picking on the white kid.
I'm glad they have my back.
Yeah, they got your back, but here we go.
Either way, here we are.
Give me some energy, Nick. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Ooh. What I got for you, got to give it your mama. What I've got, you got to give it to your papa. What I've got, you got to give it to your daughter. You do a little dance and then you drink a little water. What I've got, you got to get it, put it in you. What I've got, you got to get it, put it in you. What I've got, you got to get it, put it in you. Reeling with the feeling, don't stop to continue. Realize I don't want to be a miser. Cause if I was sly, you'll be the wiser. Young blood is loving up riser. How come everybody want to keep it like the Kaiser?
Sell it.
Give it away now. Give it away now. Give it away. I'm done. I gotta be done, DP. I'm just not feeling it today. This is just not. This was rough. It was a rough start, a rough middle, and it was just not.
So I just want to point out that for the first time in history that I can recall, Jake Sorensen was cooler than you.
Yeah, he
Jake
was.
Sorensen was crushing it over there,
and here he was not doing anything.
Well, you didn't. That's your boy. You didn't talk to him. Like he should have come and supported you.
We talked to him last hour, and he said no.
I look. We understand that Jake's a big weenie. Like he's a self-described big weenie. Like he said that, but you should be able to talk to him and get your teammate to come on board.
They're nailing it. I just wasn't fast enough.
Right. So so now you got a rhythm, right? You got the first one out. Do you think you do better on the second
go around?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably.
I'm gonna be honest with myself. Probably not. It was off key. It was too slow. That's where the me pronouncing all the words to the fullest extent comes in, and it makes it tougher because I just was not fast enough.
Eric says that went about how I expected it. I give him, I tell him, hey, here's some songs you have to learn. Like we were going to do Ani Kamasi, Hot Stepper. He wasn't ready.
I know the beat, but like I said, it's another thing of I just wouldn't
gave you Schoolhouse Rock, Conjunction Junction. Like that is.
It's been 12 years. I haven't heard that since I was 8.
Big Sky, sir. Big Sky. We need Big Sky.
Yeah.
I need Big Sky.
I think he's doing weather. Big
well,
Sky.
yeah. He just to ask him,
or he's ignoring us. And that's more of a problem.
No, because he doesn't want to do it. I'm just a bill.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So that's where we are. I appreciate your effort. Your
thank you,
DP.
sir.
Greatly appreciate it. We'll dive into sports.
See, look at that. A piece of rock history just died. That's exactly what I wanted to stay away from.
Big Sky,
Oh, he's like, I got to do this.
Yeah. Well, no,
I need to.
Conjunction Junction.
I need to upload it.
Yeah. some conjunction junction. We need a reprieve. Can you give us standard for this? Yeah, like we need to look the standard that Nick set. While appreciate it,
it was low.
I think Big Sky could give us some "I'm Just a Bill," some conjunction junction, Schoolhouse Rock, and nail it.
I will say that "I'm Just a Bill" is. I like that one more than Conjunction Junction.
Okay.
Conjunction Junction.
But
what's your
I'm Just a Bill. Let's do. I'm just. Like,
that's the one I love.
He got it queued up.
Gosh.
We got it queued
up. All right,
up.
Big Sky. Now you yelled at me.
Did
earlier.
you turn the camera on? Is the camera on?
It's on me. Yeah, it's been on
we
me.
need this for TikTok because this is spectacular. This is going all over Instagram. So, when you send it to your lady later on, this is a proud moment.
Big Sky. Our DP is just naming a bunch of social medias right now, threatening us at this point.
Twitch, get him on there.
Theater mode it.
Sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting up here on Capitol Hill.
Well, it's a long journey to the capital city. It's a long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
Wait a minute.
There's no words. I thought there were words.
I forgot. I didn't pull up the right one.
No, see,
Okay.
this is sabotage.
I was
He
sabotaged.
totally sabotaged.
I didn't mean to.
Wow.
I forgot to put. I forgot that it looked like the same video. They
He
just put
totally
captions.
sabotaged you.
I'm just sitting here trying. I'm just doing my best without the words.
Man.
I apologize to the text line.
Oh,
Okay.
that
Okay.
was- okay, here we go.
Hold on. There it is with captions.
Nick's was better with the words, I'm guessing. Yeah.
This Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Well, it's a long journey to the capital city.
It's a long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
See, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. We got to break you out of these shells that you guys are living in. We got to do this.
I live in a shell.
Yeah.
I told you, Nikki Schmidt. Kimmy Schmidt's long lost brother. You don't know that reference either. So I'm Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I was listening on the way here.
Yeah. So I think it's fair. All right, good enough.
All right.
Well, look, man, you guys dove in the water. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Now I need to catch my breath. Catch my breath. Okay. Whew, you got it out, right?
Yeah.
You made it through.
Yeah.
No fear.
A failure.
All gas, no pedal.
Yes.
All gas, no pedal. That's
No
right.
brakes. We're just down a slippery slope.
You did your thing, Nikki Schmidt.
That's all until Friday. Is that
Until Friday.
until Friday?
Friday, you'll have trivia tomorrow. There'll be
Okay.
trivia tomorrow, but yeah, it's just
Sounds good.
Things
Yeah.
and things you're capable of doing. So greatly appreciate it.
Faisal says I should pick one song a week for you to do.
That's not how this works. Read the matinee. Read the matinee.
Let's see. We could. What would I have? What would be my first song for you? Any George Strait. Nah, it's okay. I'm just messing. I know that's not how this works.
Nope. So I want to go back to where we were in one-on-one because we were talking about some of the things that need to happen. The text line goes wild. He calls Big Sky. He goes, he was uninspired. It left me sad. That's okay, but this is how you learn. You got to learn how to perform. Do it on call. You never know when you're going to have your moments. I want to go back through some of game film and try to just walk through what we all saw Saturday, because everything we saw Saturday we had seen before. right? The two words that I used in describing Nebraska football this season it's been simple: missed opportunities. Missed opportunities, because teams have tendencies, and you should jump on their tendencies, especially if it's something that you do well. Nebraska ran the option well the week before against Michigan, so we had some idea that they could do this and do this well on high repetition. Now, they choose to only do it a couple of times. They didn't run the option that many times on Saturday. But when they did, one of those opportunities, again, first drive was a nice second drive, there's a nice option work. Later in the game, again, they were trying to run it. They ran it successfully. And then the third time, they were trying to run it on the crucial drives in the fourth quarter, except for you had the false start by Nwili, and they had to put the play back in the bag. Right, and we knew what it was because Nwili was going to pull and get downhill and create some space. The loss, let's not lessen what the loss of Rahmir Johnson did to this team offensively. Took pace away, took versatility away, because they could call run plays and pass plays with Rahmir on the field. They did not have to lean heavily in one direction or another with the replacements on the field. That being said, they went in early on, and there was a thing in space, and I don't know if they adjusted audible to the play call, because they caught Minnesota in a defense where, for whatever reason, they lined up with the bulk of their defenders to the short side of the field. And then the automatic rule should be, I mean, they were going to block 4 on 2. And then allow Adrian to read the defensive end. So Adrian does a counter step to the left, to the short side of the field. Again, pulls linebackers 2 steps with him because they need to trail. And then he then attacks the defensive end on the edge and does a really good job of closing space to make this defender have to choose either Adrian Martinez or Rahmir Johnson. And you got a vert route stretching the corner to get him out of that space. Defensive end is kind of tapped and rolled up on by Austin Allen. Austin Allen gets upfield because, again, you want the defensive end, the edge setter, unblocked. You make him choose one or the other. Nwili gets down and cleans up linebacker mess in the middle of the field so that they can get past him. Great job with that. Adrian attacks the correct shoulder, which is he actually made a decision that he was going to attack this defensive end with Rahmir 3 yards in separation. You kind of want him to get his shoulders turned a little bit, Rahmir to get his shoulders turned a little more so he can get that thing upfield quicker. But Adrian does a really good job. He even hesitates. He gets up on, closes space, gets Rahmir out on the edge, and he catches it at the 45, and he's untouched for 15 yards because the downfield blocking scheme was in play. Now, my question was why Nebraska didn't run this more often. Because the numbers would be close to that in most schemes that against what Minnesota was lining up in. They did a really good job. Yeah, Huckleberry asked the question, DP, how many times did they run the true option and Martinez kept it? I don't think that's my point, is that they have opportunities. They have things that they do well. They just don't do it enough. They don't do it enough. Running Austin Allen and Vokalid and mesh routes, they didn't do that very often. Having both tight ends on the field, running a smaller receiver opposite of Austin Allen. I'd like to have the 2 big guys because it makes linebackers think run first. If you put a third receiver out on the field opposite of Austin Allen, I'm not going to be afraid of this receiver blocking me. But if it's Vokalek, my linebackers are in business and the safety's got hot feet. Schematically, this is in the Nebraska playbook. It's in the playbook. And it doesn't matter really what defense they were going to be against, because you have play 1, which is the play that they line up in, check at the line of scrimmage. from that formation, they have a list of plays that they can run from that formation. And they look to the sideline, and then from upstairs or from Scott Frost, they tell them what they want them to run based on what they see. Right. And then often, Adrian, hey, get us into this, get us out of this. If the numbers don't match up, hey, do they have 4 defenders where we want to go and we only have three blockers? You make that decision. I just don't think they're doing enough, and I'm not sure that I understand that process and how they do it. Yeah. I mean, and it's the stuff is there. Opportunities are there. I get frustrated when they don't. They just don't. They put it in their back pocket, and you forget that this thing was there. Think of the big plays that have been successful for Nebraska offensively in the last 4 weeks, and then tell me how many times those plays were run in the games. Not often. I love the fact that they went back to Ramir Johnson in short yardage, because it went against Nebraska's tendencies. Minnesota understood, they run Adrian here, so we're going to let Ramir go, and Ramir punished him. And then Ramir gets hurt after 2 touchdowns and 83 yards on 11 carries. And, I mean, Yant did his thing except for the Turf Monster got him. And the Turf Monster's undefeated. Turf Monster cares not what your fan base says about you. Turf Monster just randomly reaches up and grabs people. Let's jump into what Minnesota was doing, because the defense had some issues Saturday, and I think most of them were fixable communication issues. All right, Minnesota, if you watch Minnesota on film, they get in short yardage, they get in the red zone. Their tight end is their guy. They like it. They run fades, but the easy win for them is to send motion behind the tight end, right, to occupy and confuse defenders. They have a running back on that side. So teams are always outnumbered, at least in theory. It looked like Nebraska knew what Minnesota was going to run. Looked that way. Do a number count. There's 7 Nebraska Huskers, 7 Gophers to that side. 8 counting the quarterback. No, 7. I'm sorry. And what do they do with that motion? They draw eyes. They attract eyes. And Tanner Morgan runs the dive fake, occupies linebackers. Safety's back in. And usually the way it works is first man goes to the last man. Tight end is the first man on the line of scrimmage. Safety over top caps him to make sure that if they're going into pass pro, into pass pro, that he's running with that tight end. Linebacker to the other second tight end who's in motion, tailback with your boundary setter, and then an inside linebacker. Except they let the tight end clear. He's untouched, and nobody went with him. And I shared that play on social media because I want Nebraska to use it. I want them to use it. I want them to use that play with their tight ends, because it would be very difficult to defend. And oh, by the way, on the backside, the tight end is man to man. So is the receiver. And there's one person on the edge to stop Adrian Martinez. But that's just me. We'll go back in the playbook. Go deeper. There are more opportunities to talk about. They were missed. I'll remind you.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, Husker fans. Eustace Body Shop is happy to welcome the best fans in college football back to Lincoln. With gold class certified service, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop can call the right plays to keep you in the game. Whether it's in Lincoln at 88th and Highway 2 or at any of our other 5 locations across Nebraska, Eustace Body Shop can help get you back on the road. Go Big Red.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Dancing at weddings, walking the dog, playing with grandchildren. These are the small moments that make life great. They're also the moments that chronic pain steals from us. Don't let chronic pain stop you or a loved one from living life. At MD Pain, we wrote the book on effective, ethical pain management. We offer the most up-to-date treatments from Nebraska's leading physicians. Don't let pain stand in your way. Call MD Pain.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket.
Allo Business customers get more than just fast, reliable connections. They get service and support to meet all their voice, data, and TV needs. Because supporting your business is our business. Allo delivers peace of mind with a 100% fiber network, hosted PBX solutions, redundancy protection, and best-in-class service to back it all up. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685. That's 402-480-6685.
The weather has changed, and now it's time to adjust your footwear to change along with it. Stop into Brown Shoe Fit at 66th and Q to get ready for cooler temperatures and fashion trends. They're stocked with Hey Dudes, Brooks, New Balance, Danner boots, Keen or Merrill hiking boots, and plenty of other options. Plus, they have Nordic beach jackets and Bindle tumblers to take to the gym with your new athletic shoes. So get to Brown Shoe Fit today at 66th and Q.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. High school football playoffs are right around the corner as teams jockey for seeding. On Friday, Lincoln East took care of Lincoln Northeast 56-14. East would look unstoppable at times, scoring on 6 straight drives. Lincoln Southeast lost handedly to Gretna, 42-14. Southeast moved to 10 in the power rankings despite a bad second half. Lincoln High shut out Omaha Northwest 34-0. North beat Lincoln Pius 43-22. Lincoln Southwest was shut out by Omaha Burke 24-0. Waverly won big over Crete 48-14. Lincoln Christian fell to Milford 46-20, and Lincoln Lutheran won over Centennial by a touchdown 28-21. In Class A softball, Lincoln Southwest came out as this year's champion after facing Lincoln East on Friday with a final score of 16-7. The last time 2 Lincoln teams faced off in the championship was 2009 between Southwest and North Star. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Happer and Schaefer.
The concern to me is, what does it tell you if, when the circumstances are as good as they can get for Scott Frost and this staff, and you're still 3-5 after those 8 games?
Yep.
And I don't care. Like, so much of the Bo
I don't know.
Pelini,
There are a lot of people who think you just pull out Adrian and Nebraska goes 8-4,
and I don't think that's true either.
It's definitely not.
I don't care for this part of the conversation either.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School. Greatly appreciate you guys adding to the commentary and the narrative. Charter Heyman text line, appreciate it. Brian on the text line goes, DP, I'd like to know your thoughts on football talent. I moved to Lincoln 10 years ago and I've been hearing that Nebraska has more talent than all these other Big Ten teams, Northwestern, Minnesota, Purdue, Iowa, etc. But this talent hasn't equated to many wins. So is it just Nebraskans not willing to accept they don't have a good group, have as good of a group of players as they think, or is talent something that needs to be refined by coaching before it becomes relevant, which might show that Nebraska has been severely lacking coaching ability in recent years. Anyway, thanks for your insights. Okay. Talent is an interesting thing because talent has to match requirements, like what you're trying to accomplish. Different quarterbacks need to do different things. Talent can be, Patrick Mahomes type athleticism. Talent can be Tom Brady's quick feet. It could be, Brady's quick. He's not fast. There's a difference. It's still a talent because he uses it to move in quickly in space and get the ball off. Nebraska has talent. I don't think, and I'll speak for me, I don't think they have Ohio State talent, right? Which is just a bunch of dudes who run 4.4, and I don't believe that to be the case. But not many programs do. Does Nebraska have Northwestern talent? Yes. Do they have Minnesota talent? They do this year. They didn't the previous 2 years, but and there's an ebb and flow to talent. Purdue has some talent in skill positions. Yeah, they got some dudes. I'm not overly impressed by Iowa's talent, but that's okay. Now, in the refinement and development of said talent, amount of time spent in the system, amount of time repping at high volume and repetition, the things that these talented players are going to be asked to do while they're here on this team and in this program. And the longer you have them in this, the greater the refinement and development should be. And I spoke earlier. You have to remember that there were two offensive linemen and a tight end from Nebraska that were on the roster last year that are in the NFL being refined as we speak. And some would say talent gets you there. Your ability to be coachable keeps you there. So if they got there based on their talent and then they stayed there, then they're coachable. They are not without talent if they stayed there. Then you ask the question, well, were you refined here? Were things added to you when you were here? And then, you took it to the league? That's a fair question. Running back talent. There's enough talent for this team to win in the Big Ten. There's enough talent. They don't, but there's enough. They are more talented, in air quotes, at receiver than they have been since Spielman left. Right? Like they had guys, several guys. They have talent. What are you doing with the talent? Are you like no point in having talent and having it sitting on the sideline with a head with a baseball cap on? Like talent has to be on the field, being put in play so they can make plays. Can't make any plays on the sideline. You look great in uniform, right? But are you able to refine and redefine the talent? Can the talent do what you need to be done on a game day basis? Now, there's the whole other aspect that if you're getting talent who you can't use on Saturday, you got the wrong talent. You're wasting it. You got the wrong talent. You are recruiting the wrong people. That's a whole entirely other question. And maybe the difference between great programs and good ones, let alone bad ones, is that great programs always find the right talent. Alabama continually finds quarterbacks that can fit in their system and that they can win with. They find that there's one running back after the other. Receivers, they're all first-round dudes. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, all first-round dudes. Why? Because talent can go there and know that it will be elevated. Nobody's going to give you their talent and say, well, don't make it better. Same for Clemson. Same for Oklahoma. Oklahoma has just a run on quarterback. Ohio State has a run on quarterbacks. They have so much talent at quarterback and so much development at quarterback. One, because iron, sharpens iron. And then you had a room with a bunch of quarterbacks who were willing to fight each other, beat on each other, challenge each other, make each other better. Iowa doesn't have the talent Nebraska does. They don't. But they're well coached. Even if they don't like the coach, they're well coached. And mistakes are removed. Now, they show that, well, when they make mistakes, Saturday happens. They get beat by Purdue. They're not talented enough to get by when they're giving the ball away and making mistakes. And the coaching adage is hard workers beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I guarantee you there's some talented people who feel like they work hard. They think they work hard. They say they work hard. They act like they work hard. But actually working hard is entirely different than looking like you work hard. And hard work shows on Saturday. Like, it's just how simple this is. Everything that happens on Saturday is purposeful. Like, nobody got out there and decided to do a thing on Saturday that they hadn't already done throughout the week. As a matter of fact, that's how you know what kind of coaching goes on. The things, what's the phrase? You are what Lance Harbaugh say? You are what you do repeatedly. Okay. And if any coach knows that, they all should know it. They're in the same space. They're literally in the same space. But they're working from different energy sources, and they're working with different GPSs. I will say this, and again, this may upset some folks, but okay, be upset. But tell me that you hear chaos when you listen to the baseball program talk. You don't. There's no chaos. There's no chaos. Do you hear John Cook talk about chaos? He talked about it for 1 week, and then they went on an eight-match win streak. Okay, enough of this nonsense. This is not happening. This is who we are. He has talent, but he also elevates the talent. And he knows what to do with it. Like, he spent time moving young talent around, working combinations, putting different folks on the floor, different situations. He took one of his star players and said, your minutes will be reduced while we get this thing right. And then I will go back to asking you to do what you're really good at doing. Lexi Sutton looks good at what she's doing now. Why? Because they're asking her to do more of what she does well. And she doesn't have to carry the burden of doing stuff. They got them young kids out there doing that stuff. Hey, y'all scramble a little bit. I'll get out there and be the finisher. I'll be the closer. Ross asked, are you going to compare managing 20 athletes and staff to 150? Yes. Because you got more coaches. And the plan is the plan is the plan is the plan. It was actually easier for me to manage a football squad of 80 than it was a basketball team of 15. So your plan and how you operate, the language that you use, the boundaries that you set, the GPS that you set, the nonsense that you remove, and the chaos that you block out. Whether it's 15 people or 150. And if you can't handle 150 people, you got too many people. But I would almost bet this with you. You would be having the same conversation if there were only 100 people. As a matter of fact, the issue with this team aren't the bottom 100 players. The 50 players you never see, the 75 players that you never see, and the 30 that never play. The problem is in how you manage the first 40. That's every team in America, especially Power 5 football. Right? Like, we know Alabama. Like, we didn't even know about Tua until we were like, wait a minute, who is this dude? Like, Joe Burrow wasn't a part of the 40. He was a part of the 150. And if you mishandle it, Joe Burrow gets lost. And at some point, the player identifies that he's getting lost and he decides to do something else. Hence, busy transfer portal. Not everybody in the transfer portal is a bad egg. A lot of people in the transfer portal are simply good eggs in a bad dozen. Like sometimes the kids are right. Hey man, I shouldn't be here. This isn't who I am. This is not who I'm going to be. Like it's mentally lazy to just qualify everybody in the transfer portal as a bad person. You can't call Samori Toure a bad person. He was just in a spot where he could go somewhere else and elevate himself, do something different. Toure's stock has gone up because he's shown that he can be coached and he can assimilate himself in a new system, which is what he'll have to do as a pro. Also from the text line, at a certain point as a 20-year-old kid, if you don't see results, you stop believing what you're told. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Don't lie to 20-year-olds. Tell them the truth. 20-year-olds who are lied to stop believing what they're told. If you tell a 20-year-old truth and he don't like it, he will either figure out, hey, I got to get better or I need to get out. But don't lie to him. Don't tell them that a thing is going to be a way and then it's not that way. That's when a kid checks out. That's when a kid's like, man, miss me with that. From the text line, why can't Nebraska stop teams from hitting tight ends on a crossing route at 5 to 8 yards? Because they don't run it a lot of practice, apparently, offensively. Look, man, that's the season in a nutshell. If you really want to get close to it, again, teams don't like done to them what they like to do. Nebraska does it. They make a point to not use tight ends on a high level. They're getting better at it. The last 3 games, they started to look, and they got healthy. So let's say that. They got healthy. And they're missing one of their weapons. They're missing one of the weapons they thought they had, Fedoni, and they move in that space. But Vokalek, Austin, Brewington, who's the tight end that was running number 3 and got hurt? Like, so when Vokalek went out, he replaced Vokalek.
The guys in the room, Brewington, Carney, Borkature went in there for a while.
No, he actually played well. Scored a touchdown, I believe, this tight end. But that's kind of my point, is that you have people, and if you utilize them, people are happy. If you don't utilize them, people become unhappy. So that's what we're doing. Hickman. Thank you, Ryan. Hickman is who I was thinking of. Look, as I've said, I'll continue to say it. It's not that Nebraska is poorly coached or doesn't have talent or doesn't have opportunities. And that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. It's not like they're poor, not like they don't have things where they aren't implementing really cool things schematically and giving IQ to players. It's not like they don't have dudes who could play at the Power 5 level at the Big Ten Conference. Those statements aren't true. What bothers me is that they have opportunity, they have talent, and they coach. But something's missing. And it's either connectivity, it's either the GPS of things we're not going to allow, or simply they don't care. And I don't believe that they don't care. So it has to be one of the other things. But what you cannot do, ever, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care what conference you're in, I don't care what the resources are, what you cannot do is to show up to a conference game and say that you aren't ready. That's the problem. That's what bothers me. Because if it happened Saturday, it's happened before. And let me tell you, you can't tell me that you showed up at Minnesota to play a conference game that you waited all year to play and didn't have the juice, and tell me that you've handled every practice the same way. Tell me that you haven't had practices where you didn't have the juice. And you didn't fix it, and it showed up. Brandon, sit tight. I'll get back to you on the other side. You're listening to Old School on 92.7 The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here. In 2013, I first came across Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville, and I've been a customer ever since. What's kept me coming back to Koppel is the people. Oftentimes, owner Bob Koppel and his son Brandon are right there with you in the showroom, walking you through the process. There's no runaround at Koppel. It's a hardworking Nebraska company built on honest, small-town values. So make that short drive to Louisville or visit them online at koppelcars.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln.
Welcome back, Husker fans. Eustace Body Shop is happy to welcome the best fans in college football back to Lincoln. With Gold Class certified service, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop can call the right plays to keep you in the game. Whether it's in Lincoln at 88th and Highway 2 or at any of our other 5 locations across Nebraska, Eustace Body Shop can help get you back on the road. Go Big Red.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
This is a Broncos Radio Network update.
Touchdown, Denver! How about that? I like that!
Broncos insider Brandon Cristal, the injury bug continues to bite as they've lost another inside linebacker to the same injury, a torn pectoral that Alexander Johnson, the team's leading tackler from a year ago, suffered in Sunday's loss to the Raiders.
Well, it's tough, but Justin Strinard and Micah will step in and do a good job for us. I'm confident of that. But we've missed Josie, we'll miss AJ, but these two guys are ready to go, and we'll be ready for the Browns on Thursday with them.
That was head coach Vic Fangio with Dave Logan Monday. Kais, he's referring to newcomer Micah Kaiser, who started 9 games a year ago for the Rams. Vic also said rookie linebacker Baron Browning has a concussion. Left tackle Garrett Bowles is day-to-day with a lower leg injury. The players were off Monday, a walk through Tuesday, another one on Wednesday. They'll board a flight to Cleveland, and then they'll play the Browns Thursday night.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. This month's specials are Sam Adams, Exile Brewing from Iowa, and other fall seasonals. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Allo Business customers get more than just fast, reliable connections. They get service and support to meet all their voice, data, and TV needs. Because supporting your business is our business. Allo delivers peace of mind with a 100% fiber network, hosted PBX solutions, redundancy protection, and best-in-class service to back it all up. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685. That's 402-480-6685.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School. I want to go to the Honda Lincoln hotline. Brandon has been waiting. Brandon, appreciate you, brother. What's on your mind?
Not a whole lot, DP. Just a couple questions for you. I just want to bounce a few things off of you here. Obviously, you've been around sports a lot longer time than I have, and a lot of the listeners probably. But when you look at this team and you look at the areas as to where we are lacking, or I guess you would say in better terms, failing at, the line play has been a big thing. When I watched the game on Saturday, footwork and just pad level was a big thing that stood out to me. Minnesota was able to get under our offensive linemen's pad level, and their technique broke down. This offensive line, I feel like, should be a lot farther along than it is right now. I know they're working on trying to get the pieces together and to get those to gel, but I think you're going to really have to, if it continues this way, I think you're going to have to looking into getting, a few more offensive line recruits in this next class. And then the fact of not being able to get pumped up for a football game. I mean, you are playing Division I football. You are getting an opportunity that hundreds of thousands of people would die for. And if you don't have the energy to get up to go to Minneapolis to play Minnesota, it doesn't make sense. Maybe football's not the sport for you. I feel like the leadership, the captains, there's only so much the coaching staff can do to get the team mentally and energy ready to go into a game. And the rest of it, I think, is on the players and the captains. And those captains, I think, should be held to a higher standard to making sure that their brothers are ready to go out and do battle day in and day out.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. So a couple things in there. One, he mentioned line play. And there are basic things in line play that should be noticeable and consistent. Being explosive. Like actually putting your hands on somebody and move them. All right? Actually move them. Change level and location. Wherever this person is, they can no longer be. Right? And then setting boundaries on pass protection. Again, your line is your line. I should be able to not only just impede you, I should be able to stop your momentum and move you to a place that you weren't comfortable in being. Right? Pass pro, yeah, there's a boundary in the line. We would always tell folks, put yourself on a cliff, heels to the right space so you don't allow yourself to be pushed off the hill. And then there's a reload. The reload is simple, that if you start to get moved, you sink your hips, move the feet again, hands in the right place so that you can reload. Right? You get moved, stop, drop, reload. But the energy thing. Okay. As a coach, the one thing I will not manage is your energy. That's on you. If I've got a player that I have to manage their energy, that's the wrong dude. That's the wrong woman. That's the wrong person. No coach wants to have to manage your energy. That's on you. Look, this is a part of your brand, part of who you do. That's a part of your value system. Look, I show up to a fight. I should not have to motivate you to defend yourself. This is a proactive, forward and up kind of business. I don't understand. You're right. I don't understand showing up to a Big Ten football game. I don't understand showing up to a Little League football game if you're not excited to be there and you're not there to put off work. Look, man, again, some of that's recruiting. Look, you can't get dudes who don't want to be in the battle. Stop giving your time, money, and energy, and stop fooling fans and letting people think that these guys can play and their heart's all in it and they're committed to the program when you know good and well that they would much rather post on social media and get girls. And the coaches know who those people are. Matter of fact, the players know who the people are. But the players don't always have input on who's on the field with them. One of the things I loved about the way I coached was that I would ask the captains, who do you want out here? Because they would tell you the truth, man, look, man, we're not out here trying to lose, coach. Give me some dudes. And they would tell you. I don't know if those types of conversations are had. I don't know. But I know that I would imagine that Adrian has asked from time to time for the receivers on the field. I would also imagine that Cam Jurgens has spoken on the people that are around him. I would imagine they've spoken. I don't know if their input has been received, but I'm pretty sure they've spoken. It's all good stuff, though. We'll close out the hour and then reload. But we're going to stay here because we do want to talk through what the fans think are wrong and what the fans see. Load up. Call the Honda Lincoln hotline. Get your text ready. I'll answer them. Top of the hour.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Maximize your savings with Bryant. Hi, folks. Greg Sharp here, the voice of the Huskers. Bryant offers efficient heating and cooling system options to help you save on your monthly utility bill. If you act now, their team can pair Bryant and local utility rebates to further maximize your savings. Hurry. These rebates are for a limited time only. Call Bryant. Ask for a free estimate to maximize your savings and improve your comfort. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Welcome back, Husker fans. Eustace Body Shop is happy to welcome the best fans in college football back to Lincoln. With Gold Class certified service, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop can call the right plays to keep you in the game. Whether it's in Lincoln at 88th and Highway 2 or at any of our other 5 locations across Nebraska, Eustace Body Shop can help get you back on the road. Go Big Red.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. This month's specials are Sam Adams, Exile Brewing from Iowa, and other fall seasons. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch Crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. iElectric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. iElectric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
This is a Broncos Radio Network update.
Touchdown, Denver! How about that? I like that!
Broncos insider Brandon Cristal, the injury bug continues to bite as they've lost another inside linebacker to the same injury, a torn pectoral that Alexander Johnson, the team's leading tackler from a year ago, suffered in Sunday's loss to the Raiders.
Well, it's tough, but Justin Strinard and Micah will step in and do a good job for us. I'm confident of that. But we've missed Josie, we'll miss AJ, but these two guys are ready to go, and we'll be ready for the Browns on Thursday with them.
That was head coach Vic Fangio with Dave Logan Monday. Kais, he's referring to newcomer Micah Kiser, who started 9 games a year ago for the Rams. Vic also said rookie linebacker Baron Browning has a concussion. Left tackle Garrett Bowles is day-to-day with a lower leg injury. The players were off Monday, a walk through Tuesday, another one on Wednesday. They'll board a flight to Cleveland, and then they'll play the Browns Thursday night.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Hour 2, Old School. Care how you get to it. You can get to Starter Heyman video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line. You can reach out 464-5685. We'll answer. You talk, we will respond. There was, and again, we thank you guys for what you've contributed so far in the show and on the text line. Yeah, a lot of the questions that people are asking are point. Joe says chemistry. It's chemistry. Get players, keep players, and develop players. Yeah, there has to be a connection, and it's not easy to do. It's not really to do. You have to be purposeful in giving people access to you, and you giving access to them. But that's required in today's game. There are far more distractions now than there were when I was in college. As a coach, I have to recognize that. I have to recognize that, I didn't have the internet. I didn't have cell phones. I didn't have group chats. I didn't have nothing. You had to figure out how to occupy yourself and get your work done. And it actually helped. Because I could go back to my dorm room, shut the door, and put in 5 hours of work, and nobody would bother me. Didn't have any of the stuff going on, man. I didn't have social media. I didn't have to post and engage and all that stuff. No, didn't have to do that. We didn't have name, image, and likeness, but there were local sponsors who made sure that we had what we needed. Right? There was work put in. We understood the game. Brian asked a question. If Prime McKenzie Milton was quarterback this year, is the result the same? I'm not sure because McKenzie Milton still doesn't have the receivers that he had at UCF. And who's calling the plays? Same folks. Same folks, same result. You're just changing location. You're not changing work ethic. You're not changing talent around. You're not changing anything else. Now, McKenzie Milton's leadership might be in play. That might be in play. But we'll never know. We had a chance. He was in transfer portal, but no, didn't do that. Also understood it. And maybe he didn't want to come here. I don't know. The text line says, I really hope Nebraska ball comes through for this year. It's going to be a very depressing winter. One, volleyball looks like it's engaging. Of course, gymnastics starts in what? November or January? January. Right? Bowling, get on board. Get on board with the bowling train. Go ahead and do that. Cross country is going now. So Big Sky isn't talking about it. I'm not real sure why he's not talking about it. But basketball will be fun. It'll be fun. Now, if they win, it'll be way more fun. But along the way, we're checking boxes. We're paying attention to what they say and what they're doing. And for me, what they're saying is matching what they're doing. I kind of snuck around Duane Center today. Shh, don't tell. Don't tell anybody. And they put a lineup on the floor that made me rather excited. I would like to know what your ideal 5 is. Because everybody has an ideal 5 from this basketball roster. My favorite 5 was on the floor at one point today. That's all I'm going to say. Brian says, do you agree Nebraska is thin to win and was best to after the Michigan game? Nebraska should have won every game that they played. They didn't. And that is who they are. Right? Nebraska should have won every game that they played this year. They should have beat Illinois. On a bad day, they should have beat Illinois. But, of course, they said, hold my beer. We're going to have the worst day. A bad day I still think they would have won. They said, nah, hey, let's do worse. Right? That Oklahoma, come on. You had Oklahoma on the ropes. Couple opportunities. Didn't get it done. Michigan State, you literally handed them the game. Here you go. Generosity, because that's what we do. We're Midwest nice. Here's a win. That's what we did. That's the game. Say what you say. That's what happened. Thank you, Northwestern. Appreciate you. Please come back. We had a bye week. We would have played you again. Can you please come back? I love how that felt. It's amazing. But then you give up a game that, again, all these, all the stuff is there. The text line asks if Nebraska was beat up after the Michigan game. Of course, it's a Big Ten football game. They were beat up after Northwestern. They were beat up after Illinois. They were beat up after Michigan State. It's a brawl. That's what I understand. If you are going to a fight, you're going to a gang fight. How do you not have energy? What do you expect? This is not like back in the 50s where you would sing battle, dance battle. You actually had a fight. You go to the Big Ten. Right? Right. I don't understand how this team is where they are. I don't understand. I really don't. But in the battles that happen, you've got 150 players. You've got, from their own lips, there's depth in every room, with maybe the exception of kicker and quarterback, because they refuse to open the door. And so we don't know. But, okay. So what if you took some shots? What if you're a little bit beat up? Everybody's beat up this week. It's week 8. Everybody's beat up. Everybody's beat up. And you got to find a way to get through. If you're talking about being beat up, I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned. Can't work from that. Also from the text line, there needs to be an expectation of winning and knowledge of how you're going to do it. Have the coaches ever thought to bring in the volleyball team to talk about how they prepare and work to win? I literally would do this on a regular basis. I would walk basketball players and football players into different programs, workouts. And we wouldn't stay, but I'd just remind them. Not everybody has the talent you have. Not everybody has the work ethic you have. Not everybody has the resources you have. But you have everything you need because they do. There's literally no excuse for this team to be 3-5. There's none. There just isn't. Like I went through several years of watching teams just throw away opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And at some point, the fans smack the desk and say enough. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, why would I invest in this way? I can't love you that way. You don't want that to happen. You don't want it to get to that point. Now, for a lot of folks, it's already there. But for the vocal fans, there'll still be, 85,000 there, 90,000 there. And they'll bring energy. But there is the place where now there's doubt. Because they're there sitting on their hands waiting for you to do something stupid. And it's not because they're rooting for it. It's not because they want it to happen. But the tendencies are that if you go to a Nebraska football game or you watch a Nebraska football game, at some moment they're going to do a thing that makes you go, wow, and not in a good way. We love it when we get the wow for good. Like, oh, man, that's a great throw. Or look at that play. Look at that interception. The wow is still there. But the other side of it is, you know what? You've got to protect those. You got to play for those. You got to earn those. And that's just not the case. From the text line, I'll paraphrase. When would you get tired of getting your tail kicked and fight back already? Yeah. So let me tell you how good that text is. That is literally the thing that moves and changes programs. When the coaches, fans, leadership, and players all decide that they're tired of things being as bad as they are. That's the moment that programs change direction. That's the moment where players change their lives and their careers. When they go, man, this is some BS. Like, this ain't it. And then when it's done over the course of numbers, big numbers, where there's a lot of people who feel that way and who are reacting that way, programs and organizations change for good and bad. Just think Tampa Bay Bucks. At some point, the GOAT said, I'm done. Like, this is crazy. Oof. Like, we don't talk about that enough. Like, oh my goodness gracious, really? That's how we're going to do this? And then the people in Tampa went, man, we're tired of being these Bucks. Can we win? Is that possible? What's it going to take? Somebody jokingly said, get Tom Brady. And guess what? They went and got Tom Brady. And guess what happened? They won. Happened to Michigan State. Folks said, I'm tired of getting my tail kicked. Well, what coach can come in here and guarantee you won't get her tails kicked? A coach that don't like getting his tail kicked. A coach that don't like getting his tail kicked more than anything else. Like, I'm going to fight you for this. It can't be for money because the money's coming. It's a contract. It has to be something in each person that says, I need to handle this business. And if you're not seeing the results, either the coach, the fans, the executives, or the players have not all collectively said, enough is enough. Pat Phil says, DP as a coach, when your players are not executing, what do you do? Do you replace your players? Do you change your scheme? The scheme's a scheme. And there's a scheme for everything. So it's my job to know the scheme. But it's also my job to train the players, coach the players, to be able to execute on demand. High rep, everything else. I would win games in baseball because we did bunt drills. We had bunt practice. We had bunt scrimmages. So when we got in games, it was no big deal. Basketball, we would press. And we'd work against the press. I'd put 6 defenders on the floor, and we'd run our press break, and that's how you get through. And then guess what? If I can beat 6, I sure can beat 5. I'll put an extra defender on the football field. I'll spend an extra hour in film study. Sometimes the classroom is the field. Sometimes the classroom's the field. You know what? If physically you can't get it done, let's say you beat up physically, then guess what? Class study, film study as a group. Elevated, shared IQ. We'll go into a room and we'll get smarter. And this is a team that could get smarter. I don't think anybody listening would say that this team can't play smarter. Right? So I think all of this stuff in play. And I'm responsible for it. Like, my pain after a game is that I haven't done what I need to do for my players. I've never once said it's the players. Never once. Even when the players knew it was players. I never once said it was players. Okay, you know what? I need to go back in the lab, man. Our press break isn't working. Okay, let me tweak it. Let me see what's failing and let me make it work. We're having difficulties with reroutes. Okay, well, guess what we're working on till it ain't a problem? We're going to reroute. And we're going to figure out a way to get into our routes anyway. Stack the routes. Okay, you know what? Get back on the step. And you teach it, and you teach it, and you teach it. And you teach it. Look, you know how your teaching works? You see it. You see it. I can't say that I taught you, and then you get in the game, and then you don't do it, and I'll look over and go, is that what we agreed to? And you went, no. Well, I didn't teach you that. I gave you an idea. I didn't teach you. Nebraska definitely needs to find a coach who hates losing more than he likes winning. Then everything else will take it. Jim, there's a whole lot of truth to that. That's a whole lot of a coach who just simply outworks a loss. I'll say it again because that's the motivation. Coaches work from fear until they have nothing to be afraid of. Coaches work from being embarrassed. They work from not having an answer. They hate not looking good to fans. They hate feeling like they're not worth their money. They hate to feel like they're wasting their time. But their fear is that the team goes out on the field or on the court or whatever and doesn't know what they need to know to do well. Like, I need to protect them. I need to give them all the tools that they need, all of that. And look, that can be done. Look, there are coaches, there are teams and programs that do it on an annual basis. That's a program. A program is where the coach has figured out how not to coach in fear because he's removed all the things he's afraid of. Like, Alabama will tell you, look, man, I'll be able to run stop against you. Look, you want to run counter gap, I got an answer for it. You want to run option, I got an answer for it. Because guess what? The rules are the rules. Where should you be? Oh, I need to fit. Where's the fit? Well, based on where they're coming, coach, the fit should be here. If you go to that spot and the fit doesn't work, guess what I'm going to say to you? Good job. You did what we were expecting to do. From the text line, can a team get the collective yips and choke under pressure? Yes, absolutely. Because you haven't worked through the yips. The way that you get through the yips is to do the thing that you have the yips about more. You get nervous going to a dance club because you can't dance. Guess what? Dance more. You have a problem running? Run more. Rizzo says, DP, you said it earlier when you talked about this team not having identity. It's year 4 and our best play is probably a broken play. I'd say that half Nebraska fans would agree with that. Like, and simply say, yep, our best play is Adrian on a pass play where it's broken down. He also says, I agree that they can get smarter, but I also thought they would have figured some of this out by year 4 too. I think they thought they had figured it out. And in some cases, they have figured it out. The problem is when you get in those moments, those small moments that look really large, winning is in the details, in the small details. And you having a plan for, I don't know, a second punt returner on the field. You should have a plan for that. You should have a plan if they put one defender on the center and 10 returners back. You should have a plan for that. Ideally, what I hope you do is take your 10 blockers and run down the field. But you better have practiced it and you better have thought of it. But that's what coaches do. Well, what if they do this? Right? What if they did this? Have an answer for it and work on it. Actually practice it. Actually practice it. What do you think? What do you do with Yant after back-to-back weeks with crucial mental miscues at big moments, going the wrong way on a second down against Michigan and losing his footing in Minnesota? This is Brandon. Brandon, you know what I do with Yant? I coach him. It's like, what do you do with Josh Allen? He was trying to get 4th and 1 and his foot slipped. Or somebody stepped on his foot and he fell. You don't bench Josh Allen because he did that. No, you coach Josh. Hey, Josh, man, that was awful. Let's work on that. You ain't line up on the wrong place. Guess what? You have a collection for that. Guess what? Adrian Martinez, the 4-year starter quarterback, tells him he's in the wrong place. You didn't bench any of the 5 players who lined up, any of the 5 receivers who lined up in the backfield. You didn't bench Adrian Martinez for not correcting the mistake. You didn't bench any of the linemen for false starts. You don't bench them for missed blocks. You don't bench people for missed assignments. You don't do that. You keep coaching. But the idea is that you coach through the mistakes so that there are fewer mistakes. This is Yant's first action. That dude's a freshman. It's brand new. I'm not throwing away a Lamborghini because there's a rock in the tire. Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm going to coach. That's what you should do. Read this text. I'm completing my 31st year. Nick, you're funny. Should I not read that?
It's long.
Yeah, okay. But
they put some.
If somebody puts this much thought, I'm going to read it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So from the text line, I'm completing my 31st year in the Army and currently battalion commander, head coach of 450 plus soldiers. Those soldiers are broken into 4 companies with captains, assistant coaches, who oversees each company. I provide those captains with my intent, objectives, and desired end state. Then I expect them to understand mission command, which is to use my intent and make appropriate decisions to meet my desired end state. Those captains then have to provide their junior leaders, captains, team leaders, with the same intent, objectives, and desired end state. And each of us has to live out the definition of Army leadership, paraphrase, provide purpose, motivation, and direction. I have been a diehard Husker fan since birth, even though I didn't live in Nebraska until I was 15. So I'm invested in this program and faithfully follow the program to my grave and pray that there are television in heaven. But I am struggling. I don't think Scott trusts, in air quotes, his coaches and team leaders to fully implement his intent. Maybe they don't know what the objectives are or his desired end state. Maybe he hasn't provided purpose, motivation, and direction. But leadership is leadership, and this program lacks it. It is uninspired and makes me physically sick to my stomach. Colonel V. Bird. Colonel, I salute you. I applaud you. I'm with you. See, this is the part that makes me move, because there are people who know what is required, and there are people who are willing to expend energy to do so. Leadership is leadership. You can only go where leadership allows you to go. And if you are misdirected or misguided or misinformed, it is leadership's job to redirect you and get you in the right place on the right time, on the right clock. Colonel, well said, well done. You are appreciated, sir. Stand strong. And remember that the GPS can often be reset. The mission can be redefined and restated. Appreciate you, kind sir. We'll throw it to break. We'll have more from the Starter Heyman text line when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill has food and drink specials every night for all the games. Enjoy jumbo pork tenderloin for $8.99 and 90-cent wings for Monday Night Football, or Comfort Thursday Night Football with chicken fried chicken, steak, or pork for just $9.99 and $20 Coors Light aluminum buckets. Watch college football on Saturdays with an Aggie sandwich for $9.99 and Coors Light specials, and catch NFL Sundays with Bloody Marys and more. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
This is a Broncos Radio Network update.
Touchdown, Denver! How about that? I like that!
Broncos insider Brandon Cristal, the injury bug continues to bite as they've lost another inside linebacker to the same injury, a torn pectoral that Alexander Johnson, the team's leading tackler from a year ago, suffered in Sunday's loss to the Raiders.
Well, it's tough, but Justin Strinard and Micah will step in and do a good job for us. I'm confident of that. But we've missed Josie, we'll miss AJ, but these two guys are ready to go, and we'll be ready for the Browns on Thursday with them.
That was head coach Vic Fangio with Dave Logan Monday. Kais, he's referring to newcomer Micah Kaiser, who started 9 games a year ago for the Rams. Vic also said rookie linebacker Baron Browning has a concussion. Left tackle Garrett Bowles is day-to-day with a lower leg injury. The players were off Monday, a walk through Tuesday, another one on Wednesday. They'll board a flight to Cleveland, and then they'll play the Browns Thursday night.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
At MD Pain, we know chronic pain is a problem. It can lead to isolation, depression, and the inability for you or a loved one to live the life you want. That doesn't need to happen. Chronic pain can be effectively managed. The doctors of MD Pain wrote the book on effective, ethical pain management. Get actual solutions with the most up-to-date, clinically proven treatment options available. No one has to suffer in silence. Get real treatment for chronic pain. Call MD Pain.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Happer and Shaper.
The concern to me is, what does it tell you if when the circumstances are as good as they can get for Scott Frost and this staff, and you're still 3-5 after those 8 games?
Yep.
And I don't care, like, so much of the Bo
I don't know.
Pelini.
There are a lot of people who think you just pull out Adrian and Nebraska goes 8-4.
And I don't think that's true either.
It's definitely not.
I don't care for this part of the conversation either.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The weather has changed, and now it's time to adjust your footwear to change along with it. Stop into Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and Q to get ready for cooler temperatures and fashion trends. They're stocked with Hey Dudes, Brooks, New Balance, Danner boots, Keen or Merrill hiking boots, and plenty of other options. Plus, they have Nordic beach jackets and Bindle tumblers to take to the gym with your new athletic shoes. So get to Brown's Shoe Fit today at 66th and Q.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School. Appreciate you guys again for having the conversations. And yeah, if you let me be clear. In this conversation, if you're willing to put that much work and passion into what you write, bro, I'm gonna read that. That's some good stuff right there. And but that's the point, is that actual leaders know what's going on in the program. I speak about he said in-state, which I often would put in the space of the GPS. Like, what are we doing? What's the mission? What's the purpose? How are we going to get there? Yeah. That's amazing stuff that the Colonel just put into the air. Ray writes this on the text line, and greatly appreciate it. Heard an interview with Bobby Bowden in the late 90s when he was in a situation having two QBs that were not good enough to make an argument for playing time. The interviewer asked how he kept them motivated. He answered, "If I have to motivate my QB, he's the wrong man for the job. This is why I doubt Martinez, in spite of his talent and ability. He's laying an egg last year before they played McCaffrey and lit a fire under him. He's had 2 horrible games this season. Is it mood, attitude, confidence, or is he truly not being adequately prepared for these games?" Let me say a couple things in this. Yeah, Bobby Bowden's right. Quarterbacks are a different breed, and they have to. That's leadership. That's leadership. There's certain positions in sport that you can't have a passive person. You have to have a different breed in space. Quarterback's one of them. I have to. I don't need a passive starting pitcher. I don't need a passive closer. I don't need a passive catcher. Like I don't like. There's things that have to happen. But I don't. Adrian Martinez has things that he needs to fix and to adjust. All of us can agree with that. But I would also say, for all of his talent and ability, it is a shorter bridge for him to excel than a lot of other people on this roster. And he's asked to do so much more, which I'm pretty sure he loves, right? Mood, no, there are things that he wants to do that he's not allowed to do. He said so himself. Like he said so without saying it. He basically said, "Well, I run what's called." Those are not his decisions. Attitude, kid's got a great attitude. Great attitude. He could coach for me. He could play for me. Confidence. He has all the confidence in the world. As a matter of fact, he may have too much confidence on certain cases. Do less better. Yeah. And McCaffrey should not have ever been in competition with him, but that's just me. He's had 2 horrible games out of 8. He's had some exceptional games, exceptional quarters, exceptional halves. So there's that. Don says, DP, since I've been hearing a lot of people bring up the yips, which I think is the case too. Here's the question. How do you coach out the yips? So for a kicker, I can simulate the thing that's in his head that makes him go outside of his norm. What are you thinking when you lined up? How are you warming up? Are you warming up the same way for each kick? Are you, what's your thought process? Let's get you to 3 things that you say in your head, right? So that those things, you can manage those things. What are the words you're going to say? I mean, if Nick was my catcher and he has the yips, I will ask Nick, why is he panicking? What are you thinking about when a runner's on first? What pitch are you worried about the pitch call? Because if it's a curveball, it's going to put you in a tough spot and make it difficult to throw. Is it a left-handed hitter, right-handed hitter? Do you have a preference about who covers the back, second or third base? Is it down? Is it situation? Is it with 2 outs that you relax and make the play? And then I take Nick to the side, and once I know what he's thinking about, then I can change the voice in his head. And then, if it's a throw in situation, I've got base runners. I've got shortstop, second baseman, pitchers, and hitters. Nick, here we go. We're gonna make 50 throws. We're gonna start these by throwing. You just simply throwing it back to the pitcher. Same situation, same pop up. Throw it back to the pitcher. I can communicate all of those things and get him back in order. And if I can get him to throw 9 feet, I should be able to get him to throw 90 feet. But it requires coaching. You can't just say, figure it out. Again, I'm not sure, but Nebraska doesn't have a kicking coach, right? I've never, so that's the thing. With a quarterback, I need to put him in a situation constantly where run 2-minute drills where he has to protect the dang ball. But here's the thing. He's got that special jersey on. So guess what? If you constantly practice with that special jersey where you can't be hit and you can't be grabbed, and then you get into a Big Ten football game and they're putting hands on you, exactly what do you expect to happen? That's exactly what happens. But it's all fixable. It's all fixable. Hey, what do you think deeply about Adrian? He seems like a coach's quarterback versus a player's quarterback, and I feel people don't want to play for Adrian. But he's good with the coaches. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying. I think he's both. I think he's both. Because he's likable. And I don't think that there's anybody on the team that outworks him, especially this year. That may not have been the case a year ago. But I can say this year, it appears to me that Adrian put in a substantial amount of work and that nobody can say they outworked him. Now, I don't know what the coaches are teaching him, and I don't know how they're training him. I can only base it on what I've seen at the 9 practices that I've been around. But what I have to imagine is that what we see on Saturday is what he's being trained to do during the week. Like, I don't understand a player who does a thing on Saturday that he hadn't worked all week, because the easiest person to coach is the person who doesn't do what you trained him to do. Like, Nick knows he could never just drop in a movie clip right now without talking to me first. Like, we simply communicate. This isn't, DP don't need that right now. Why would we do that? And if he did it, I'd go, okay, so tell me when we worked on you dropping movie clips without talking to me. Because that would fix the problem. That's what leadership is. That's what management is. Make Adrian carry football around campus like in the program. I'm not mad at that. And not doing it as a punishment. I just want him to understand that there's small actions and movements in his body when he's carrying a football that changes his ability to protect the football. Like, to talk about the 5 points of pressure, and for him to be able to go, you know what, I need to carry a backpack, I need to shake hands with somebody, and I still need to keep 5 points of pressure on the football. And then drill him, put him in those situations where he's got an extra pass rusher. So he can't just whip the ball over his shoulder and carry it over, or he's going to go into a tackle drill and have people pulling at the football. The people who are defending Adrian Sunday through Friday, they know that it's Adrian Martinez. He's got a special jersey on. Can't be touched. Well, guess what? Michigan didn't care, and there wasn't no special jersey on. Same for Illinois. Right? All that's in play. And if you asked Adrian if he thought, did you think about protecting the football? You could kind of think about protecting the football, or you could protect the football. You ain't got to talk about everything. You simply do it. Tuck the dang football. Go to the ground, reload. Like, ask him what the priority was. You chopping your legs or us being back in the huddle with a football and a chance to tie this game? Ask the question. Like, what were you thinking here? Well, I thought I could pull some more yardage. We didn't need more yardage. We needed you down on the ground with a first down so we can go do our thing. Often the coaching is in the small detail. Simply change the narrative, change the way he thinks about it. Ask your defensive lineman, why did you slam him to the ground? Show me the day in practice where we worked on slamming quarterbacks to the ground. Because if you didn't, then you can fix it. Adrian, show me on short yardage and the 2-minute drill where we said, let's waste time pumping our legs trying to get an extra few yards. The extra yards didn't matter. We had a first down and a full clock. You were okay. Coaches don't get upset over you doing a thing that they trained. They get upset when you do a thing that they didn't coach. Space Cadet asked this question in the text line. What do you think Adrian does as a starter for a team like Ohio State and Michigan or any team with a consistent line? Oh, my goodness gracious. We already know. Having to do less? Adrian Martinez having to do less with some talented receivers, with some round 1 and round 2 receivers? Yes, please. Yes, please. Where he doesn't have to get beat up and banged around and doesn't have to limp on, 2 days after the game. I think Adrian would like being able to be pain-free on Tuesday and not having to carry the burden of an entire state on his shoulders. Although he loves carrying it, sometimes, you know what? We should take the burden off of him. We should get him a running back that can handle the load and allow Adrian to do what he does. But Adrian is a leader, and Adrian is accepting. You know what? It needed to be done, so I did it. Except he did too much, and it hurt. And all of that can be true. You can love Adrian Martinez and still say there are things that Adrian needs to fix, or somebody needs to help him fix, or a bunch of people need to help him fix. Like 10 dudes every play. 10 dudes and 3 coaches every play. Like, we really want it, to do all that, right? Just sometimes Adrian should look at Greg Austin and go, what do we need to do to get this right? Like, he should look at, I know what you said the line was going to do, but they haven't really done that. So what can we do? Hey, Coach Frost, I don't understand what you're asking me to do. Ask questions, redirect, coach, inform. Text line says, still got to be fundamentally sound, though. It will be coached out of him, though, and that's the difference. Fundamental, get a full understanding of what fundamental is. It's the rules in which you engage by. Like, depending on the sport, right? Like, simple biz. What do you do regularly well? Those are fundamentals. Catching, running, tackling, blocking, those are fundamentals. And being able to do basic things well on a high volume make you a pretty good football player, and in large numbers makes you a pretty good football team. That's the get right. Don't be cute, be right. Cute, which is not fundamental, will get you hurt and it'll get you beat. Don't need cute, need right. You need right. This team needs right. This program needs right. That's what that is. Tyler, I'll read this one before we go to break. Come on, DP. Frost's offense is built around the QB. It's designed and needed for him to be all conference level. It's way too QB centric. Yeah, but that's the truth. But every offense needs other players, and you need other players to make plays. Adrian can't play one versus the entire front 4, or one versus the entire front 7. And there have been too many times this year where Adrian had 3 people who were supposed to protect him not protect him. And there have been a whole lot of times when 2 people that need to protect him didn't protect him. And the fixable ones, the ones where he still excel, are the ones where only one person got beat because he figured he could beat that one person. He just couldn't beat everybody. And then he still has to rely on somebody running around, getting an open space so he can make a throw that he's willing to make, able to make in that space and time. They ask an awful lot of that young man. Sometimes he's really good at it. Most times he's good at it. Sometimes he's not good at it. All those are true. All those are, in fact, correct. We'll throw the break, finish up Old School after the break.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is your furnace or heat pump ready for winter? Call Bryant to schedule your home heating check. Comfortable, safe, efficient. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
At MD Pain, we know chronic pain is a problem. It can lead to isolation, depression, and the inability for you or a loved one to live the life you want. That doesn't need to happen. Chronic pain can be effectively managed. The doctors of MD Pain wrote the book on effective, ethical pain management. Get actual solutions with the most up-to-date, clinically proven treatment options available. No one has to suffer in silence. Get real treatment for chronic pain. Call MD Pain.
The weather has changed, and now it's time to adjust your footwear to change along with it. Stop into Brown's Shoe Fit at 66th and Q to get ready for cooler temperatures and fashion trends. They're stocked with Hey Dudes, Brooks, New Balance, Danner boots, Keen or Merrell hiking boots, and plenty of other options. Plus, they have Nordic beach jackets and Bindle tumblers to take to the gym with your new athletic shoes. So get to Brown's Shoe Fit today at 66th and Q.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. High school football playoffs are right around the corner as teams jockey for seeding. On Friday, Lincoln East took care of Lincoln Northeast 56-14. East would look unstoppable at times, scoring on 6 straight drives. Lincoln Southeast lost handedly to Gretna, 42-14. Southeast moved to 10 in the power rankings despite a bad second half. Lincoln High shut out Omaha Northwest 34-0. North beat Lincoln Pius 43-22. Lincoln Southwest was shut out by Omaha Burke 24-0. Waverly won big over Crete 48-14. Lincoln Christian fell to Milford 46-20, and Lincoln Lutheran won over Centennial by a touchdown 28-21. In Class A softball, Lincoln Southwest came out as this year's champion after facing Lincoln East on Friday with a final score of 16-7. The last time 2 Lincoln teams faced off in the championship was 2009 between Southwest and North Star. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus, as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs. Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hard-working, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Final segment, and don't plan on going anywhere. Because at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8, Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland, and we'll open the show with former Husker and former NFL DB, Eric Warfield. We'll go through all of what's going on here. We'll talk hot seat. We'll talk NBA opening night. All of that on Strychnine with Eric Strickland, 6 to 8 here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're going live, so the text line will be live. You come on, man. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's going to be a full evening. Again, I am appreciative of you guys for just hanging out here and having this conversation with me. These days, you guys, here's what I love. Can I be honest? I'll be honest with you guys. And I was telling Nick, and Nick will confirm this, and he will verify this. I love that this show has really smart listeners. You guys get it. Like, you guys are well thought out. You're purposeful in what you contribute. Like, you guys know the game, you care about the game. you guys are appreciated. Look, I know that there's some folks that don't want this kind of radio, but let me tell you, you guys are smart, and I dig that a lot. So let me just say thank you and be appreciative of that. Hazel says, I generally live by the life is too short motto. After the last 4 years of Huskers football, I feel like it's too long. Please end me. Nope, we need you around. We need you around. You're not going anywhere. Sorry, you're in the family. Got to stay. Title in the Highlands, DP, this offense needs to be built around the O-line. Frost built this offense from the outside in. He's paying the price for it. Fortunately, it might be too late for him. Almost every game we get whooped up front. There's truth to that. I tell you that in most games, most sports, football, baseball, basketball, on the high school level, I coach all of those teams and all of those games from the middle out and from the line back. Like, I fully understand the glamour positions. I was a diva myself. I was a receiver and a point. Like, I understood that. Center fielder as well. But I also know that games are won in the middle by defending the middle and by attacking the middle. The outside stuff only works if the middle is occupied, defended, or evacuated. Simple. So through all of this, in football, they didn't have the ideal running back situation. So the person, like the guys in the middle, running back, quarterback, center. Do you have 3 horses that you can attach your entire program to? And if you win at those positions, then you can expand. Because then you don't need help at the guard positions. You don't have to double team at the guard position. So you have a guard who can now handle a tackle or get up next level to get rid of a linebacker. And if you're dominating there and you're doing well there, the tackles then can do work. And if you're strong from the middle out, the tackle has to do less. Why? Because he's got more help. And there's a tight end that's freed up and then a receiver. Defensively, nose tackles and defensive tackles. Look, there's no defense in this country that's good at any level without solid play up the middle. Middle linebackers tend to be defensive quarterbacks and your best player. Safeties out back, clean up all the mess. They're the voice. They're their eyes. They see everything. Same thing in baseball. Catchers, pitchers, shortstop, second baseman, center fielder. You can almost tell how good teams are by how they are up the middle, and then the peripheral stuff come into play. Basketball, defend the middle of the paint. Take away from the front of the rim all the way to the other end. You take away the paint. No passes across the middle. Shot percentage goes down the further out you go. But coaching is specific to that. If you don't know what you're defending and what you're attacking, my goodness gracious, coaching becomes harder. Playing becomes harder. I tell people all the time, look, man, I'm going to set boundaries and edges. You know why? Because I'd rather defend 18 yards in the middle rather than 55 across. But that's just me. I'd rather defend half a basketball floor than all of it. I'd rather defend half the field defensively against a hitter than all of it. I can tell pitchers, you know what? Tack down and away. I don't want this guy to pull. We're only going to defend. We're going to put an extra defender up the middle, though. And if you execute, the game becomes easy. Nebraska has had opportunity to do well. Something's missing. Something hasn't been achieved. Something isn't executed, and it's costing them. So they can fix it. I'm not sure they will. But that's just me. Ryan, you're right. Darn right, we got smart listeners. Joe P., I hope our audience appreciated the loaded guests that you bring in instead of the inner circle, or should I say pinnacle. All right. Yeah, I just in keeping folks who know the game. And look, what I love is in these interviews is that I'm never the smartest person in the conversation. I love that. That's why I love smart listeners. I get smarter every day. Hopefully you do too. That's the mission. That's the purpose. Inform, entertain. It's been a great 2 hours, but don't go anywhere. Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland, top of the hour for Strickland.